Forever. Dog.
Tonight on the show, we got Sabrina Ellis. They're in studio tonight, debuting music from their upcoming solo effort. A solo record coming. Get ready for that. Can't wait. We also are going to be talking about the holidays and how to get through them. How do you get through the holidays, my friends? How do you get through them? I have problems. You have problems. We're going to figure them all out. Let's figure them all out. We'll get through the holidays together. How's that sound? Does that sound like a plan? The phone number, 201-989-0012. That's the number to get in on the action for anything and everything tonight. And I tell you now, it's called The Best Show for a reason. 3 hours from now, you're going to say, that kid knew what he was talking about. It is the best show. And I'm eating my hat over here because I didn't think it was. You better go get some A1 sauce or sweet and sour or barbecue or mustard, mayonnaise, whatever you want to put on the hat. But you're going to be eating that hat tonight because it's the best show. And you're going to realize, because here we go in 5, 4, a 3, a 2, a 1. Take it away.
Best show, best show, best show. Keep on laughing with the radio on Tuesday night, when all the other days have got you down. You'll feel alright, you'll feel alright. Over on the best show.
Everybody, welcome back to the best show here on a Tuesday night in December of 2022. Can you feel it? The chill in the air, the holidays are right around the corner, and that's what we'll be talking about on the show tonight. The number is 201-989-0012. We're going to talk about the holidays and how we can get through the holidays together, right? Together. We'll get through it together. That's how we do it. Together. Because we are all friends. Yes? This is a top-notch best show tonight. We got Sabrina Ellis from A Giant Dog and Sweet Spirit. One of my favorites. They are top front people I've ever seen in a band ever. Love it. Can't get enough. Hero level, I say. Hero level. Well, Sabrina is in studio and they've got some solo stuff coming out in 2023, and we are going to get the first look at it, the first hear of it. How about that? So get ready for that. Coming up later in the show, a special set from Sabrina Ellis. Can't wait to catch up, and that's going to be great. And then we're also talking about the holidays, right? We'll talk about the holidays. The things you just got to do and you got to cope with. It's hard. Holidays are hard, right? How hard are the holidays? Very hard, right? I think they're hard. And I am here to help you. If you're like, Tom, how can I get past the holidays? My uncle drives me nuts. I can't stand my grandpappy, whatever your thing is, you just call up 201-989-0012 and we can talk all about it. And figure out how to get through the holidays together. We just heard 3 songs tonight on the Best Show, a 3 for Tuesday. And all 3 were in tribute to Hamish Kilgauer, who passed away, I believe, a week ago. News is just coming out now about it. We heard Getting Older by The Clean, Oddity by The Clean, and also by The Clean, the debut single, Tally Ho. Yeah, Hamish is somebody who I didn't get to see the Velvet Underground, obviously. Well, some of you might. There'll be things where I'll just make a joke. I'll be like, say to somebody, it's like, I'm 77 years young, and they'll be like, you're not 77. It's like, yes, of course I'm not 77. What are you doing to me? Really? Think I'm just stretching it out a little bit there? You're more like 74. Now look, I didn't get to see the Velvet Underground, but I did get to see The Clean. And New Zealand legends. Nothing made more of a mark on me than the music out of New Zealand in the 80s. The Clean. I mean, so many Tall Dwarves, Belter Space, Snapper, the Bats, 100 bands, Alistair Galbraith, Peter Jeffries, the Chills, the greatest music, the Verlaines. See, now it's all making sense. Some of the most monumental music in all of music, and I'm not exaggerating when I say how important that music was and still is to me and a lot of people. There's just a purity to it and a spirit and a love to all of it, and it just resonated on the deepest possible level. All of those bands, and The Clean were the band at the top of the pyramid with all of the New Zealand Flying Nun Expressway stuff. And Hamish Kilgauer was one of the 3 members of The Clean, and they were the best. And Hamish spent a lot of time in New York and was around WFMU a lot. I got to know him, and great guy, insanely brilliant, huge loss, just heartbreaking. So truly rest in peace to Hamish Kilgauer. It's definitely going to be missed. Yeah, very sad. Let's see if anything is going on the old phone-a-ronies. 201-989-0012. Couple things I've been meaning to tell you all about, just so you know. If you're a listener to The Best Show and you're like, well, how can I support The Best Show? Well, guess what? The best way to support the show is to sign up over at Patreon. That's the way The Best Show makes its money. Patreon.com/TheBestShow. We give you bonus content. There's So Far, which is the Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young recap show, of which a new episode just went up. That's me and Jason and Mike and Pat going year by year, record by record, through the entirety of the catalog of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Rubenesque is the new recap show we're doing, going through the Rick Rubin production oeuvre. Ask Tom. New stuff coming left and right, every which way going up there. January is going to be a great month for the Patreon. Then you get the weekly podcast ad-free over at Patreon. And you can also get it for free, for ad-free, if you go to foreverdog.plus and become a Forever Dog Plus member, which is their elite tier. And it's not that elite. It's very easy to become one of the elite with the Patreon for the best show or foreverdog.plus. Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast on your podcast app. Just search for The Best Show with Tom Scharpling and leave us a rating and review while you're there. If you want to watch video of The Best Show, we have those up at YouTube over at youtube.com/bestshow4 Yeah. A lot of ways to support the show and a lot of ways to check out the show, a lot of things to check out, and I truly appreciate the support. Thank you for caring about The Best Show, and I care about you. I want to talk about Neil Young in a minute. I actually saw the Neil Young movie Harvest Time, which we'll talk about in a second. But let's go to the phones first. Hello, Best Show.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
I'm good. To whom am I speaking?
You are speaking to Josh of Riverton, New Jersey.
Josh of Riverton, New Jersey. Now, where was Riverton, or is still? I'm assuming it still exists. Where is
it is
Riverton?
Still here, yes.
Where is it?
It is South Jersey, just north of Camden.
South Jersey, north of Camden. Now, do you consider yourself associated with Philadelphia? Like, is that where you go? Is that where you go to see a band, for example?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Okay. But you're from New Jersey. You consider yourself a New Jerseyan who uses Philadelphia to get what you want, and then you get out.
Yes, exactly. I take what I need, and then I come back to the comfortable home that I've established.
Yeah, you're like a problem child. You're like the song Problem Child, AC/DC Problem Child. What you want, you take, and what you don't, you break.
You know it.
So, you people down in the south part of Jersey there, though, you look at the people up north Jersey, central Jersey, and I know people say there's no central Jersey. There is a central Jersey. Everybody in New Jersey knows it. Anybody who says there's no central Jersey, I don't know what to tell them. There is. So,
you know what? I grew up in central Jersey, and I could claim that, it exists for a fact.
Whereabouts you grow up there?
Woodbridge, New Jersey.
Ooh, 07095.
That is correct.
Yeah. Got there's a pretty sweet quick check. Pretty sweet quick check.
There's about one every 3/4 of a mile, right?
Yeah. You throw a rock, you hit a quick check. Quick check is a convenience chain that it's like 7-Eleven, but with more baked goods and with a deli counter.
Yes. Yes.
So it's kind of the RC Cola to Wawa's Coca-Cola.
Yes.
What can I do for you tonight, my friend?
So I had a few things here. Last time we spoke, I had informed you that I was keeping tally of all the points that you were allocating to the Best Show crew, and I had a point update. Considering we're closing out the year here in just a few weeks.
No, it's important. This is important stuff. There's Jason and Mike and Pat. I will give them points, not unlike Sir Christopher Hardwick, the Earl of At Midnight, when he would give his points out. I also give points out. Points if you get a good guest, if you say something nice. What is the current point breakdown? This is very intriguing.
Okay, so last time we spoke, it was out of 4 people, and since then we have expanded the point allocation to a company of 6.
Because there's Andrew.
Yes.
And who else? Who else gets points?
So would you like to hear from the bottom, or did you want to start from the top?
Let me see. We got Jason, Mike, Pat, Andrew. Who else gets points?
So we have 2 new additions to that list. One would be a certain Brett Davis.
Brett Davis. Okay, and who else?
Not part of your points.
And secondly would be you, Tom.
And I give points to myself. Okay.
Yes. So you gave yourself points based on the fact that
he is a part of the point. He is a part of the point system too. Whatever he says, I'm locking the door. So I give myself points because I was on Egg Foo What, which is AP Mike, the hit podcast at AP Mike, and if the best show, if you're there, is Mike? Mike, are you here tonight?
I am, Tom. How are you?
I'm good. I like that. How are you? Very, guys on point. How are you? Thank you. I'm good. How are you, Mike?
All right.
Pat?
Yes, sir.
Pat, yes, sir. Okay, I appreciate that. Yes, sir. Okay, and Jason Dudio Gore. Is he here tonight? Jason Gore. Do we have Jason Gore? Ooh. Jason? Hello? Ooh, not good for the points. All right, let's hear this point breakdown.
All right, so here we go. So out of the 6 people, we're going to start at last place. So in last place, an unfortunate fall from grace for our beloved AP Mike.
He's in last
now
place.
At 5th place with yes.
He's in 6th
He's in last place with a.
How many points?
Okay, so AP Mike is now at last place with a negative 3,645,500 points.
Negative 3,645,000 points.
Can I see the record up for this?
Okay, there'll be you want an audit.
Where are you getting your data?
You want an audit? You file the proper thing. All right, calm down. All right, that's 6. Who's in 5th place?
Yeah, Mike, you could get at me later.
Who's in 5th place?
I heard I was summoned.
Actually,
what's that?
I heard I was summoned.
Yes, you were summoned. I was saying hello to everybody. That this caller is going through the point system.
Oh, is this the guy that does all the points?
Yes, it's Josh.
Okay. Hey, Josh.
Hey,
dude, how's it going?
That's good.
Okay. You didn't say hi to me, but
hey, Tom, how are you?
I'm good.
That's a good blue shirt, man. I like that.
Oh, thank you. See, wardrobe compliment that will factor into the points. So Mike is at negative 3,645,000. Who's in 5th place?
So we have a tie actually for this next place between you and Brett Davis. Each have 50 points, tied for 4th place.
Okay, a fourth. Okay, good. Okay, now who's in? Now it comes down to Jason, Pat, and Andrew. This is going to be interesting to see who comes up next. Who do we got?
All right. Well, I think the other 2 members will be glad to hear that in 3rd place is Andrew at 3,056,500 points.
3 million.
That feels good.
Say it again. 3 million.
3,056,500 points.
Okay. 2nd place. Now it's down to Pat and Jason. Who's in 2nd?
All right. I will. All right. In 2nd place, this will be Jersey Bjork, Pat himself, at 16,205,142 points.
And this gentleman gets points just for remembering that nickname.
And look at that. Look at that. Look at that. This is.
I was going to say something really snippy there, but I held back not to lose points.
No, Pat's a class act. Pat's a class act. Now,
You can text
how
it
many
to me.
points? This, of course, now this means Jason Dudio-Gore, the host of 108.9 The Hawk. New episodes every Monday is on in first place.
Yeah.
How many points does he have?
All right, Jason Dudio-Gore has completely turned around his game this year. So he is at 27,002,020 points.
I love it.
27,002,020.
Thank you, Josh.
Okay. Well, I got news for all
Sounds like
six
a
of you.
payoff here.
Yeah, I got news for all
There's
six
no
of you.
payola, Mike.
Okay. New point system.
Come on.
Mike, you're at negative 3,645,000. No, that changes now. You're up. You're cleaning the slate on that. You're at 0.
Thank you, Tom.
Tom 0. Brett Davis 0. Andrew 3,056,500. Nope, 0. Pat 16,205,142 points. You're at 30 points. And Jason 27,220,000. You are at 220 points. You just lost 27 million points.
Good God.
It's like crypto. It's like these points, think of this like crypto. So everybody's still in the same order stands.
Right.
But everybody just lost all their points except, so you got that, Josh? Jason,
Yes, I do.
220
Mike
points.
actually gained points.
Oh, no, Mike went up 3 million. Mike just gained 3,645,000 points. Okay, there we go. Great. So everybody's back. That's the order. We're keeping it simple. The point game.
Love it.
And Josh, bless you for your work. Bless you. Now get off my phone. Let's take another call. Best Show, hello.
Hello,
Hi. Welcome to the Best Show. To whom am I speaking?
this is Nicole calling from San Jose. It's funny, I was going to call in and ask you about harvest time, but I know you already said you're going to talk about it.
Well, Nicole, this is as
but I
good.
guess
Did you see
yeah.
it? Did you see it, Nicole?
Yes, I did.
Did you love it?
I did love it. And I guess my question was going to be, what was your favorite part?
Oh, that's a great question, Nicole. Now, for people who don't know, Neil Young made a movie. He shot footage 50 years ago when he did the album Harvest, his most popular album. He filmed the recording of it. Where did that footage go? Some little pieces of it here and there ended up in Journey Through the Past, the Neil Young movie that's rough sledding, I would say, is a fair way to describe Journey Through the Past. But almost all of this footage stayed unreleased. And it sat in the can for 50 years. 50 years. But now the movie Harvest Time came out in conjunction with a Harvest box that reissues the record with some live things and couple outtakes. This movie is breathtaking, and it played in theaters for a couple nights last week. But other than that, I think now you can only get it on the box through the box. This movie is stunning, and Nicole, you can chime in at any point if you want to. So, how crowded was the showing you went to, Nicole? The one I went to was pretty much full.
Yeah, there was a few people. I think I was the youngest one there, but there was like 8-10 people, I think.
8 or 10. We had a packed
Yeah.
house. And I saw people I knew. It was very exciting. I saw Nick Thorburn was there. From Islands was in the house. Alex Gordelis from the Neil Young cover band Cinnamon Boys was there. That was a thrill. Yeah, it was a beautiful movie. Just get this. It starts off. Opening shot. First of all, Neil Young, his present day, comes out. He goes, "Oh, hi. Want to just tell you all about Harvest?" And he starts talking about Harvest, saying, "We shot this stuff 50 years ago, and it's great." And sets the table. None of this movie isn't Talking Heads. It's not Dave Grohl sitting there going, "What would I do without Harvest? I wouldn't effing be here without Harvest. I wouldn't effing have a career without Harvest." None of that. No Talking Heads, no present day anything. All the old footage. And it's just beautiful. It's the recording of the album. The album starts off the Jeep driving down through nature. Then it goes to where? The barn. That's right, the barn where Neil Young recorded all his stuff on his ranch. Just a killer version of them actually recording Alabama, one of the best songs off the album. Most amazing band, getting to see them do their thing, playing it live. Just breathtaking. You get to see Neil Young and the Stray Gators full on playing and putting this album together track by track. It's a 2-hour movie. You're getting everything. And then they go to London, plays with the orchestra. He's doing A Man Needs a Maid on piano in the room with the brass and the strings and the whole thing. He's playing that piano. They're playing off of him. The conductor is doing their thing, and you see, it's just jaw dropping. It was just jaw dropping. Then you get in the studio. They're doing the backing vocals, Alabama, words. You got Crosby, you got Stills, you got Nash. Unbelievable. What about you, Nicole? What was your favorite part of the movie?
Yeah, I was just going to say Alabama, seeing Crosby and Stills and Nash. I really like the part where he's like, "This is where you got to say your ooze," when he was talking to Crosby and Stills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was
funny.
Sweet. The part that got me, Nicole, is seeing Neil. At one point, he's with Crosby and Stills, I believe. And then he's with Nash and Stills. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
It wasn't the four of them at one time. It was Neil with two of them at any given time, doing the backing vocals for Alabama, doing the vocals for Words. The part that got me was that you saw these guys kind of having fun with each other, which I think this is like the last... It was like the end of the Innocents a little bit with this. Because after this, it's about, there's ego, there's money, there's all of that stuff is woven in there. And it's just seeing them crowded around a mic in the studio singing was just very touching. Seeing them making each other laugh and having fun making music together. Did that touch you at all?
Yes, that very much touched me. Yeah, you said it better than I could, but yes.
You're sweet to say that. Who's on the line right now? Does somebody want to say something about this? I'll tell anybody anything. I got my so far crew here, and I don't think anybody in the crew saw it.
I saw it, Tom.
You did, Mike?
Yeah, I got the DVD.
There you go. Mike got the DVD. Mike, that's 55 points.
Nice.
55 points now. Mike, you're in second place now. You just jumped ahead of Pat.
It's good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. How did you feel about the things I'm saying?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, it felt like outtakes from a Journey from the Past, but this turned out to be better than Journey to the Past.
Oh, it's like night and day. It's like night and day.
Well,
yeah. It doesn't take much because Journey Through the Past is like a movie. It's one thing to be filmed while you're high. It's another thing to edit your movie while you're high. And that's the difference is that Journey Through the Past was edited and directed by somebody who was high. Harvest Time, he was not high while editing, at least not as high as he is in Journey Through the Past. We'll just watch the trailer for Journey Through the Past, and he was like, "Hey, why don't you check my movie out?"
There is a rumor that this will be on Neil Young Archives in February.
Okay, well,
what do you think about Gilliam?
Oh, Mike, there's a kid in this movie, a little kid. When they go to a radio station in Nashville, there's a little kid who's like, "I'm going to interview Neil." And he interviews, he does the craziest interview. Neil's talking to this child who's like 11 or 10, whatever he is. It was just mind-bogglingly entertaining to be like, "I interviewed Ringo Starr a couple weeks ago. He was down here and did Buku Blues."
I was trying to track him down to see if he's still alive.
Yeah.
Couldn't really make any. Yeah, I didn't find him.
I'm throwing this to the crew right now. Anybody finds me Gilliam, 400,000 points. And that's 400,000 points on this new austere point system. You get 400,000 points in this system. You're talking Pat's cleaning up. He's got 30 points. You're sitting pretty at 400,000. One of the best show producers. You're untouchable.
Gilliam is dead.
That's bad news, and I'm
died in 92.
That made me sad, so I'm cutting you down to 110 points.
I'm giving you the facts, so we're not.
So you gave me some bad news when I wasn't ready for it. That made me sad.
How many points if we go to his grave and take a photograph?
7,500.
Where did you find the news, Jason?
I just looked up Gilliam Nashville on Google.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Nashville.
Yeah.
I didn't throw that into the search.
And it shows up. There's like a little picture of him on a radio mic.
Mm-hmm.
So he did have a career in radio?
Yeah, looks like it.
Mike's not exactly Columbo when it comes to sort of stuff. Mike,
I found an imposter on Twitter.
Not exactly. If Mike shows up in a trench coat and you committed a murder, good chance you might beat the rap on this one. So, yeah, I think it's worth checking out. Harvest Time. It's really special, and it's like Get Back, but Get Back is tracking a band in its final days where they're falling apart and kind of they're starting to lose the thing. And Harvest Time is like the mirror opposite. It's Neil. You see him gaining power, gaining strength. He's amazed at his own output. He doesn't know where these songs are coming from, but he's enjoying it. He says at one point, "I am so happy right now." And when I saw this movie, Look, Mike has a heart of stone. Nothing moves the needle on that guy. I'm in the
That's
theater.
true.
I'm
That's true.
I'm choking up a couple times. I'm a soft touch. Mike's a harder sort in that regard. He's not just easy. He doesn't watch a deodorant commercial and start
I'm trying
crying.
to think of what moment you choked up at.
Just the beauty of certain things, like him doing Heart of Gold straight through I'm in a packed theater. It sounds amazing, Mike. Everybody's loving it. It was moving.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was a great, I cannot recommend it highly enough.
How about when they were doing that power hitter?
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, Mike. There's one part where one person in the outfit breaks out, because Neil talks about honey slides. A couple years later, he's all into honey slides, which is cooking up the old weed in a pan with honey or whatever it is.
Which we will do if we ever do a So Far Live show.
Well, we might be doing that without So Far Live.
Well, yeah, we might do that without. I
think we need a hot plate.
Yeah,
we're one hot plate away from honey slides.
Next week it's just honey slides.
Great, they'll do the episode live in the ambulance to the hospital I'm going to go to. No, it's honey slides. But one of the people in the Stray Gators or whoever breaks out this machine that he starts plugging weed into, and it's going.
It's a ritual. It's a ritual. Yeah. That was so 70s. It just brought back memories of my friends who would have these contraptions.
Yeah.
The power hitters, the things you would squeeze. There was a lot of innovation in smoking a joint back then. Yeah. People forget about
this guy had this machine though.
Yeah.
That was spitting out the pot smoke. I never saw anything like it.
No.
It was like a commercial for that thing.
It had like a little pump on it. And he's
like a little pump. He's like cranking that thing, and that thing's going, pushing it out. Yeah. Yeah, I can't recommend it enough. Harvest Time, worth checking out. All right. What are we looking at here tonight? Let me. What do we got going on here? What do we got? Yeah. Oh, I'll take it to outer space. I'll take it to. He's all right. We got Sabrina Ellis is coming up soon. They're in the studio doing their thing, getting ready. But let's go to the phones. What do we got? Hot phones tonight. Hot phones. Give me a call, please. Okay. Hello, Best Show.
Hey, is this me?
Yes.
I gotta see this Neil Young movie, right? My God.
Oh yeah. It's something else. Pretty.
I can't wait to see the footage of them recording the song about Johnny Rotten.
That will not be in. That was not a part of Harvest. That was Russ Never Sleeps.
He has more than one album?
Who does? Neil Young? Neil Young has over 40 albums. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Why? You thought Harvest was his only album?
Yeah, I guess. No, I thought the other one was.
Okay. Russ Never Sleeps.
Yeah, I thought that was. Yeah.
You thought that was his only record?
I did. Yeah, he's like a heavy metal person, right?
Is Neil Young he's not a heavy metal person.
hard rock.
Well, I mean, he does dip into hard rock. He does folk music. He does a little bit of everything.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you don't recognize my voice, do you?
No, I don't. Who is this?
It's Corey Harris from Mother 13.
Oh my God, Corey Harris.
Yeah.
Wow. Long time.
Right?
Yeah, and let me just tell people who are listening, if you don't know who Corey Harris is. Corey Harris, he was in a band in the early 2000s called Mother 13, which was you'd say you were proudly self-describing yourself as alternative rock.
Oh yeah. All the influences of all the cool bands, Pixies, Black Flags, all that stuff.
It's only
Nirvana.
Black Flag is not plural. It's not black.
It's Black Flags.
It's not Black Flags. No, it's Black Flag.
Oh.
Yeah.
Crap. Okay.
You thought it's like Black Flags? No, it's black.
I thought it was like a bunch, like a group of pirate ships and like a cluster, and they would have several Black Flags.
No, it's not. It's just it's called Black Flag.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Corey, you also, so you called and you would talk about a lot of sponsorship stuff. All that was big part of who the festivals and the bills Mother 13 were on. And then you had a really crazy incident happen in like the mid 2000s where you were trying to play a concert on Mount Everest.
Yeah.
And it was a complete nightmare.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
Like terrible.
Yeah, it was real bad.
Well, you're here. You're here. You're still around. I'm really curious to know what you've been up to these days.
Oh my God. Well, oh my God. It feels like I've lived several lives since we last spoke, and I'll get to what I've been up to in a bit, but I just wanted to ask you something. Before you rudely interrupted him, a caller last week sang a couple lines of a song that I think affected me as much as that Neil Young film affected you.
Okay.
I didn't catch the name of the song, but it went something like, tonight the street's on fire, it's a real Death Wish 7. Who is that?
Well, that's the words are off for the second part. I think people are getting the lyrics to Jungle Land by Bruce Springsteen wrong.
Oh.
It's not a real Death Wish 7.
Oh, I thought it was about the movie Death Wish 7.
I don't think there is a Death Wish 7 for it to even be about.
Well, there should be.
Those are two very different things. I think there should be also.
Yeah, and it does have the greatest line, probably second only to we like to send out a mailer.
Mm-hmm.
I think you know what the line is, right?
Death Wish 7 or Death Wish 3?
In Death Wish 3.
Well, 3 is to me the gold standard.
Right.
I'm sure we're thinking about the same line.
Would you say it?
I'll say.
You can censor yourself.
Oh, okay. Bennett, the owner of a cab company, the city is under attack, and he is played by Martin Balsam, who is an old man at this point, and the gang is attacking his apartment building, and he goes to his closet and pulls out this old machine gun.
Right.
And he starts, the gang is down, and they're trying to climb up the fire escape, whatever, and he grabs it and he points it at them, but then it jams. He can't fire it. And then you hear this loop line, which is clearly a loop line. It's just,
right.
It's not working. Kill the MFer.
God, even hearing you say it censored, it still just really gives me those tingles.
You get tingles from hearing me do a censored version of a line from Kind of dumb movie.
Hey, it's a great film, and it's a great line.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I wanted to chime in on tonight's topic, and then I just realized I misread what it is, and I thought the topic was something else. So I had something prepared for the topic I misread. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, what did you think it was?
I thought it was uncomfortable encounters with FPs, famous people.
Uncomfortable encounters with famous people.
Yes.
Why? What did you well, what would the story be? If that was the topic, what would be the story you'd tell?
Well, it was back in 2005, and Mother 13 was playing in St. Louis on the Huggies Fall into Softness tour. And so I'm in the hotel lobby, and I look over to my left. Standing right there is James Caan.
James Caan, the movie star.
Yes,
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. I don't know what he was in town for, but I needed to talk to him, right? It was just like you had to talk with Patti Smythe from Scandal that day.
It was Patti Smith from, well, Patti Smith is Patti Smith.
Wait, you said that to the Patti Smith, not Patti Smythe?
Yeah.
God. Oy.
Yeah.
Oh, this whole time I thought it was Patti Smythe.
It's Patti Smith.
That brings the old cringe factor up a little bit, right?
Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, of course it was, because I had a thing in an elevator where I encountered Patti Smith, the legend, the music legend Patti Smith, and I asked if she had ever seen Humble Pie back in the day. Didn't go well.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, James Caan. So
yeah.
I go over and I start gushing. I'm just saying how much I loved him in The Godfather, Rollerball, Brian's song Elf.
Mm-hmm.
And he shakes my hand, and just then his cab pulls up. And I excitedly say, "Oh my God, Mr. Caan, please have a nice day. It was so nice to meet you." And he looks me up and down real slowly with like almost this kind of disdain that you would have for a criminal. And he goes, "Yeah, you too." And he did that thing where someone looks back at you and you can almost hear them thinking, "You jag off." You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
I couldn't believe it. Even the doorman there, the concierge, at the hotel, he turns to me and goes, "What the F was that?"
Mm-hmm.
And he said it was the most condescending look he'd ever seen anyone give anyone. And Frank Zappa stayed at that hotel 5 times.
Wow, that's big in regard to that. So he was like, "Yeah, you too."
Yeah, like, "You piece of filth." I couldn't believe it. I mean, my hair was, I was in prime, early aughts, kind of like emo-ish, sort of that cool emo haircut that I guess people don't think is cool now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like power bangs hanging out,
Sure. Like,
yeah.
but that shouldn't be enough for him to be that mad at you.
I know. So I still don't know what the problem was, but anyway, getting to your question about what I've been up to. Oh boy, where to start? After the tragic events of Mother 13's 2006 Mount Everest disaster, which I am legally barred from talking about by the estates of Buddy Guy, Ricky the Sherpa, my own brother, 14 members of the Polyphonic Spree, and a literal cavalcade of others. I was lost. I was floundering really hard, real bad.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was so distraught. I became obsessed with bodybuilding, if you can believe that.
Bodybuilding?
Yes, yeah, just nonstop working out. I was at the gym pretty much every waking moment, and I got so strong, I was barred from my gym, the Pump Palace, because I was lifting the weight machines in addition to the weights.
So if you were to like, if I'm following you correctly, you're saying you went to the gym, you got so good at bodybuilding that if there's like a machine that like where you sit on it and you like push your legs against the flat, like the you push out to stretch your to like to exercise your legs. And you set the different weights on it where you can be 10 pounds, 20 pounds, on and on. You just pick the whole machine up.
Yeah, the weights weren't enough.
So you're literally lifting. That's insane.
I know. I was just obsessed, and I was so in that zone. I even won 2 Golden Greasy Boys at the Quint Cities Bodybuilding and Tiny Bikini Brief Expo. I was that good.
Well, you look, I didn't know that the award was a greasy boy.
A golden greasy boy.
A golden greasy boy.
Yeah, 2 of them.
So you won 2 golden greasy boys for your weightlifting skills.
Yeah. And it was going great. I was thinking about going to nationals, but then my manager / trainer Rupert, he started me on this not yet approved growth hormone that Kern Pharmaceuticals was about to produce. It was called Monster Milk, kind of like that wonderfully named product Muscle Milk that you see in your local convenience store, right?
Yeah, Muscle Milk.
Yeah. So Monster Milk was supposed to give really fast recovery and build a lot of mass really quickly. And boy did it do that, but it also really lived up to its name.
Which is Monster Milk. How so?
Yeah. Well, 3 weeks after starting it, I was seeing just incredible results, but it literally turned me into a monster.
What do you mean? Like just you were full of like it was like a chemical thing and you felt like more angry or something?
Tom, I don't know if you heard about those sightings back in when was it? It was the late aughts or early teens. The sightings of a strange, flagrantly rabid man wolf who was roaming the neighborhoods of Newbridge Knoll. Remember this at all?
I do. Yes, I completely forgot this.
Yeah. Well, I'm taking this opportunity right now to reveal that I, Corey Y. Harris, was the Newbridge Knoll man.
That was you.
Yes. Yeah. I do want to say I committed no crimes during that very weird time in my life. I just couldn't sleep. So, I'd be wide awake at 3 a.m. and I'd go out night lumbering.
I didn't know night lumbering was a thing.
Well, it didn't say it as a side effect on the bottle. It did say heart stoppage and a couple other things like that. But in addition to that, I was having a hard time breathing because of the monster milk and the steroids that were in it. So I was also grunting while I was out lumbering. So I can understand how that scared a lot of people, just seeing this hulking figure, just making that noise.
And that's a creepy noise.
Yeah. So I'd like to apologize to everybody for that. And, so after that, I couldn't go back to bodybuilding. I couldn't hide the fact that I was on the juice and, because it was so transparent, it was as transparent as Kumali hiding his superhero body under those stop making scent suits in this Chippendale series on Hulu. But
okay.
Yeah. So anyway, it took me a year to get relatively back to normal because I was so swole.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so then I started to slowly return to music again.
So you got the bug for music again after you felt that the bodybuilding thing was not in the cards, is I guess what you're saying, right? Ultimately.
Yes. Yeah. So I was extremely fortunate that my manager Rupert got me a record deal with Danube Records, which was the non-racist offshoot of Panzerfaust Records, and I ended up making 5 solo albums for them between 2012 and 19.
Okay, they were what was the label called?
Danube.
Danube. Okay.
Yeah.
So but when you were making, look, I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm.
So you're on a label that was like a hate speech label. But
no, it was an offshoot. We had no, I mean, I never saw any, I had no real connection with any of those people. I didn't really interact with any of them.
Okay.
So it was its own thing.
So if you like visited the offices where they had their own office or what?
It was more of like a hut, almost like an extravagant lean-to that was on the Panzerfaust lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they kind of kept to themselves.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Right,
so I make these records, and it was a tumultuous period for me emotionally and sexually, and so basically I had 5 wives that inspired each album.
Wow. So you would get remarried.
Yeah, I'd just be completely obsessed with this new person. So basically, the first album was called A Brand New Beginning, and that was about my return to my then estranged wife Sheila Larson, and we split. Then I put another album out called I'm Finally Where I Belong. That was about my second wife Jasmine. Then a third one was called I Found My Forever Person. That was about Deirdre 1.
Okay.
Then A Fresh Start, which was about Cheyenne, and then At Long Last I'm Finally Complete. That was about Deirdre 2, who I'm estranged from right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Maybe you might want to not deal in such absolutes with these record titles.
Well, I don't know. I just get so excited, and it's like,
it's clear you're getting excited. I'm not questioning whether you're excited or not.
When I'm into something, I'm fully into it, whether it's like Scientology or Nexium.
Okay, Nexium was one of your Nexium.
Oh yeah. He wouldn't brand me.
Keith wouldn't brand you.
Yeah. Oh my God, we would be up all night just talking about Zeppelin.
You and Keith.
Yeah.
You talk about Led Zeppelin all night?
Guess who his favorite member was?
Of Led Zeppelin.
Yes.
John Paul Jones.
Kind of everything you need to know about him right there, right?
That says everything.
Yep.
It's very telling.
Yeah. Yep. So eventually I got cut loose by the label because Rupert, of course, dropped the ball, but the label also pulled a choke job, and they also insisted that I use the same singing voice on each album, which I didn't want to do because I'm an artist and I like to mix it up, right?
Well, you like to mix up your vocal style?
Yeah. Like one album I sang in kind of a higher register, and I'm trying to remember like one of those lines. It was something like I'll never find another lover who knows half as many positions as you. Ugh. So that was just one side of my vocalizing. That was one album like that, and then another one had it was more like from the lower register, kind of from the gut.
Okay.
And there was a song that went something like you're too pretty to have to earn your own money, but he'll never love you like I can, even if he reads that book.
Even if he reads that book, what is
Yeah.
what is that about?
Well, later in the song, I reveal that the book is the Kama Sutra for Dummies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was more of like a deeper, slightly more like maybe kind of soulful voice.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But speaking of, I just finished this new song, and it's probably the best thing I've ever done. And I gotta say, the subject matter is very deep. I mean, it's even deep for me.
Okay. All right. What is
Yeah.
it? Can you tell us about it?
Well, sometimes how like you'll be thinking about the greatest night of your life when you were young. You were doing something super cool. Maybe in your case, you were first in line to see Smokey and the Bandit 3, something like that.
Yeah, I mean that's a weird one to say that's what I'm all about, but
Well, I don't know. I just
yeah.
seem like something you would.
It's very
be excited about.
it's oddly specific.
I don't know. But basically, the idea is that on one side of this town, that's going on. Young person having the greatest time ever.
Mhm.
Across town, some old coot lying in a hospital bed, taking his last breath, wondering if he lived a good, worthy life. Right?
Okay.
It's heavy, isn't it?
That's a deep sentiment. Yeah.
You'll love the chorus. It's don't you know your happiest night was the worst one for someone else? It's the dichotomy of life. Pretty cool, right?
It's the what of life?
The dichotomy.
The ditch-atomy.
Yeah, it's like like the two very different sides of one thing.
Okay, let me think. Because the ditch-atomy, you mean just saying like it's one is all the way over here.
Yeah.
And the other one's all the way over there, and they're very the difference between the two is notable. Am I it's worth it. It just seems interesting how different the two could be.
Yeah, that's a definition of dichotomy.
Dichotomy. I would say you're probably trying to say the word dichotomy.
No, it's. I looked it up. It's spelled dichotomy.
That definitely is the word dichotomy.
Oh, Rutgers. Oh no.
What?
No.
Why? What?
I just sent the song out in an email blast to 150 of today's hottest tastemakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said, and it's got dichotomy in it.
Yes, all over it. I sent it to God, who did I send it? Gwen Stefani, Pete Davidson, Gerard Kozloy, Aubrey Plaza, Fat Mike, Dr. Oz, Questlove, Dr. Luke, Thin Mike, Eddie Trunk, Herschel Walker, Jeff Tweedy, Jack Antonoff, Charles Barkley, Lee Ronaldo, Nancy Pelosi, Phoebe Bridgers, Jeff Bridges, Byron Coley, Mark Knopfler, and Kevin Smith, just to name a couple. Oh boy.
That's a wide-ranging list there.
Well, I wanted it to get out there to as many people as possible, and now I want the exact opposite.
You wanna take it back.
I do want to take it back. Do.
Well, what's that?
Oh, please. Are you serious?
Oh, okay, I got it.
Take it back.
Take it back.
Do.
Yeah. That's Rocky. That's the opening of Rocky.
He's the brother that should have starred in that movie.
Frank Stallone, who is Rocky's brother, Sylvester Stallone's brother. Frank Stallone is in the opening credits of Rocky singing around a flaming garbage can in Philadelphia.
I'll tell you,
Doing doo-wop.
God, how old was I when I saw that movie? Probably 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
I remember turning to my dad and saying at the end of the film, I said, the movie should have been about the doo-wop singer.
Sure. So Rocky,
Right?
it wouldn't be a boxing movie then necessarily,
Well,
but
no, we have a doo-wop movie, and Rocky would have been like the secondary story there.
so like the doo-wop singer would have been like, and my brother is a boxer.
Yes, and there's also this element where Frank he's also involved in the Philly mob, and he's a collector, kind of like what Rocky becomes in Rocky 2, and basically Frank, the doo-wop singer, the way he takes care of those who don't pay their bills is he stuffs their face in the flaming trash cans.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a different type of, that's different.
Yeah, well, could have been good, you know.
You ever, Corey, did you ever think about how it's 1976, 77, right? It's like Rocky.
Right.
Why are those guys sitting? Wouldn't they be singing around a garbage can? Wouldn't they be singing like
Nazareth or something?
Exactly. They'd be singing "Hair of the
now,
Dog."
Exactly. Now you're dealing with a son of a bitch.
Like that makes much more sense if they were sitting around that garbage can singing like ho ho ho, it's magic.
Right. Yeah.
But who was doing doo-wop in the 70s like that? What young people were singing doo-wop?
Well, it's the same kids that were super excited when they went to see a band like Styx, and they play songs like "Roll Over Beethoven." Right?
Yeah, the Styx really knew their audience so well.
Yeah. Or a 12-year-old who gets home from the mall with that brand new copy of Peter Criss's solo album. Oh my God, it's the Cat, and he's wild and he rocks and drops that needle on, and it sounds like the Persuasions.
Yeah, it's knowing your audience, and I guess they knew their audience.
Yeah. But getting back to me, right?
Of course, let's get back. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, without a doubt. Of course, let's.
Right. So after my solo career went kaput, I was really scrambling for Dat Green, right?
For Dat Green. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So and 7 kids ain't cheap, no matter what anyone says. And these kids were all massive eaters too.
So you got 7 kids at this point.
Yeah, and so money super tight. Even with my first child, Skystalker, being the star of those Gus Brennan's frozen custard commercials. Do you remember those?
When the Ratman first baseman did those. Yeah, well, I do remember those as they were fun.
Well, some people thought they were fun. Some thought they were really terrifying. Basically, Skystalker played the custard creep, this malevolent specter who gleefully knocks custard cones out of kids' hands.
Mm-hmm.
And all the spots ended with Gus Brennan decapitating the custard creep with a swing of this baseball bat samurai sword hybrid that he carried in a giant holster. And as far as I know, it's one of the few, if only, commercials Trent L. Strauss ever directed.
I didn't know Trent L. Strauss directed those. The horror director Trent L. Strauss directed those commercials. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So I was really getting, worried, and I couldn't sleep at all because I was worried about, providing for my family. It's like REM sleep. I was lucky if I got Kilkenny Cat sleep.
Yeah. Okay. That's
yeah. Mm-hmm. So Hey, I want to say happy birthday to Peter Buck. It's his birthday today, and I just saw that Warnock won Georgia, which is great news. Peter actually played on one of my solo albums.
Peter Buck played on one of your on a Corey Harris solo album.
Yes, but he asked not to be credited after he heard the final mixes with the lyrics clearly audible.
Okay, well, what was was there an offending lyric, or he just didn't like the general tone or perspective? What was the problem?
I think his quote was they were just sexually weird and off-putting.
Okay, well this
Yeah.
Okay, that's sure.
Yeah. Anyway, praise Jah, I got a gig singing jingles.
Okay, that's respectable work.
You probably heard some of my work, actually.
Okay, like what were some of the jingles you sang?
Okay, bring your buns down to Snodgrass Bakery and snatch a big old sack of our buns. Remember that?
I don't remember that one.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you remember this one. It was for Peter's Hot Dogs.
Okay, Peter's Hot Dogs.
Yeah. Get a piping hot wiener at Peter's. Peter's wieners are piping hot.
That's triggering something.
Yeah, I bet. Then there was one that was, I've lived, I've lost, I've paid the cost, but it was worth it to get a mouthful of that Chisholm. It was for Chisholm's butter.
Ugh, that's a troubling one.
I know, yeah. And then there was one, probably the biggest one was, bring me some of that thick gray pizza, the greatest pizza in town. And they spelled greatest, Greytest. Remember that one?
Great. Great. Well, I can see that
for Gray's Pizza.
Yeah, I mean, sing it again. Do you mind?
Bring me some of that thick gray pizza, the greatest pizza in town.
Nobody wants to hear gray associated with almost any gravy would be the only thing I'd say maybe
Right.
say
Yeah, true.
gray.
True.
But I can't think of any other food where you'd be like, is it gray? Yeah, that's a rough one.
Yeah. What was even rougher was when I got blacklisted from the jingle industry.
You got blacklisted from the jingle industry. How so?
Well, I went off on this copywriter during a session for the Muffler Czar.
Okay.
I just lost it. He had all these kind of dumb notes, and I got so mad. It was straight out of that Mork from Orson tape that was going around back in the day. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Remember? It was like the guy goes, and now under pressure, under protest is beef burgers. We will serve no something before it's time. Remember that?
Oh,
it was Mork from Orson. It was
Orson Welles.
Who?
Orson Welles, the legendary director
from The Love Boat.
Well, he did a lot of things for money, for Dat Green, I guess you could say.
Dish, really dish.
Yeah, I'm not going to dish. There's no.
Oh, come on.
No dish. I'm just telling you about the guy's career.
I was getting all excited.
What you wanted? I'm not going to dish about.
Okay, all right. So anyway, the engineer had the tape rolling while I was freaking out, and that d-hole gave copies of the tape to a lot of people.
So it's you having a meltdown in the studio.
Yeah, it's called the dirty diaper tape.
Uh-huh. And what kind of things went down on that tape?
Well, it was during my second evangelical period, and I promised my pastor I wouldn't swear, so I kept calling the ad guy a dirty diaper.
Oh. Wow. Okay. I think I might have. This sounds familiar.
Yeah, but I gotta say, I'm a little myth that never got the heat that Neil Hamburger or Two Bar or Shut Up Little Man tapes got.
Mm-hmm. So you're mad. Yeah. So you're actually mad. You're mad that it got leaked, but you're also mad that it didn't go far enough in its in its popularity.
Well, look, you didn't hear it from me. Ever since the Jerky Boys movie, all the outlets for tapes like that are in the pocket of Big Prank.
I did not know that.
Yeah, these things, they only get out, they only get heat if Johnny and Kamal sign off on it.
So they are the gatekeepers, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't like it. I don't know. You tell me.
I wish I could help you out there, Corey. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Anyway, so it then late 2018, I get this call. It's insane. I become the lead vocalist in Ali Score's A Flock of Seagulls.
Ali Score, the drummer from A Flock of Seagulls.
Yes. For those of your listeners who don't know, A Flock of Seagulls, very, very influential synth band from the early 80s, formed by two brothers, Mike Score, and who was the singer and the keyboardist, and Ali was the drummer. And so by this point, many decades later, Mike and Ali hated each other.
Okay.
And they both had competing flocks.
So you were, but the thing is, Mike Score was the singer,
right?
Ali Score was the drummer of the one you were in.
Yeah, the drummer, but kind of the brains behind it. I was soon to find out.
Okay.
Anyway, Harry and William level drama with these two cats.
And you were surprised by this? Were you caught in the middle of it, or was it?
Well, I'll give you an example of like how intense this feud was. Mike got to a club we were playing before we arrived and rigged a bucket of whale vomit up in the lighting truss and timed it so it soaked Ali during his Simmons drum solo.
Oh my God.
It was sick. And it's like the big question, where did he get whale vomit?
That was the first, Corey.
In Norman, Oklahoma.
That's that. I was going to say, where do you get it? Even if he was in a fishing village, I would wonder where you got actual whale vomit.
Right. It was sick. The stage was so slippery. So in retaliation, Ali sent Mike a human cadaver stuffed with smashed pieces of a synthesizer.
My God.
It was sick.
That is the definition of sick.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of the reason I'm calling.
Oh, okay. You mentioned a human cadaver. Okay. What? I haven't heard from you in years.
Right.
Why are you calling me now?
I'm always looking for new opportunities. And I really think I can channel my experience and what I saw with the Score brothers into a pretty accurate depiction of Gigi Allen in this biopic that was just announced the other day. Have you heard about this thing?
A Gigi Allen biopic?
Yes.
Okay.
I know you used to have the thinnest of connections to the music business or the film business.
The film business.
And I was wondering if you could get my sizzle reel in front of the director, Jonas Ackerman, who I think is one of the Jonas brothers.
I'm pretty positive he isn't.
Ugh, okay.
What is on your... Oh, first of all, I take offense to you saying I have the thinnest of connections to the entertainment industry. That's...
Well, I don't know. I haven't... Yeah, I'm sorry if that offended you.
It's fine. It's fine. But so you what is on your sizzle reel?
Well, a lot of those jingles I told you about, and also I didn't want to toot my own horn too much, but I starred in a movie of the week back in 2015 for Shout True Crime.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know you had the acting bug to this degree.
Oh yeah. It was called The Rub.
The Rub. Now, what is The Rub all about?
It was based on a true story about this guy named Billy, who, it's such an odd story. He had his mind so blown by this hot stone massage that he got that he goes back and takes the masseuse hostage and forces her to massage him. Nothing dirty at all, like no bathroom area stuff. He just couldn't afford to keep going back, so he just figured he would hold her hostage, and so he could get a free massage, which is insane, right?
No, that's a terrible thing. It's a disgusting crime.
Yes, but also, as you can imagine, Billy got so relaxed during this massage that he dropped his gun, and he ended up being taken into custody by the police. The massage part is only a very small portion of the story. The rest of the film is flashbacks to Billy's childhood when he fell into a sewer drain and survived for 7 days by eating wet acorns.
Well, that sounds.
And
so
it's interesting.
And you were Billy?
Yeah, I also played him as a 13-year-old.
Oh, okay. Well, this is weird now. You played him as an adult and as a 13-year-old.
Yeah, and I will say it was a flagrant bitch to hide my stubble.
For the sake of the movie.
Yeah, I've got Baldwin level testosterone, so I was literally shaving after takes.
Like you'd do a take and then you'd go straight up and shave.
Well, I was in the drain pipe, so they would bring the mirror and the shaving cream and the razor down to me.
Even stranger. I thought it was strange enough that you were shaving
right
on a film set while dressed as a child.
Yeah.
But it turns out you were in a drain pipe shaving.
Yeah. And I'm sure it was really difficult for the crew people too, watching this 35-year-old man dressed like Bobby Brady screaming at his soon-to-be ex-wife in Video Village.
That would be a hard one to swallow if for anybody who worked on that production. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So oh no.
What?
Oh no.
What?
Well, I guess what they say about the best show being the favored podcast of the two most unhinged brothers in synth pop is true.
Why is that?
It's the Score Brothers. They're I see them on my front lawn. They're out. They must have been listening, and oh my God, they're just scaring. They're scaring, and they're just staring at me, almost like the twins in The Shining. It's really off-putting.
So now you're telling me that they're united.
They are, yeah.
Okay.
United in their hatred for me, but you know what? Look, you sick a-holes. I'm going to make you guys run so far away that... Crap, I wish I had something clever in my quiver for this occasion. You would have think I would have thought of this by now, right? Just in case, like some sort of play on Iran.
Yeah, that you kind of.
Do you have anything I could say real quick?
Is
there another song? I can't remember any of the songs. There was one that was like wishing I had a photograph of you.
There's wishing. You're gonna be wishing. You're gonna be wishing that I didn't unleash holy.
You're gonna be wishing that I
didn't unleash holy terror on you.
You're gonna be wishing that I didn't unleash your. What is it?
That you didn't. You're going to be wishing.
I'm going to be fishing. Say it again.
No, not fishing. Wishing. How about just go with this? Hey, you both. Okay, well, take it.
You bozos.
No, no, it did say both. Just listen for a second.
Just listen for a second.
I'm talking to you now.
Oh, me? Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Say, and hear me out first before you say this to them.
Okay.
Mike and Ollie, you are both going to know the score if you keep messing with me.
Mike and Allie, you're both going to know the score when you keep messing with it.
No, if that's wrong, you got it wrong.
You got it wrong.
No, that I was telling you.
Oh, they're gone. They're gone.
Okay, well that's good then.
They ran off.
Okay, well.
Oh, great. I just walked in my driveway and they wrote something on my windshield, and so great.
Okay, what did they write?
Wanker mobile.
Corey.
I gotta go.
Well, it was nice hearing from you.
You too. Let's party sometime. You do coke?
What's that? Let's
party sometime. Do you do coke?
No, I don't.
Crap. Is Jason?
I don't believe so. No. I'm going to just say no on his behalf.
All right. Well, listen, I'll send you the new song I got. I'll change the pronunciation of the word. So I'd love for you to play it sometime.
Well, maybe we'll see.
All right, sounds good. Okay.
All right, happy holidays.
All right, keep it clean, my man.
Okay, be safe. Bye. Oh, that was a fun little blast from the past there. Corey Harris. Wow. Well, let's I'm being told that Sabrina Ellis of A Giant Dog, Sweet Spirit, they're here with their new project, which is solo stuff. We're going to get the first listen. What? How do we do it? Can I throw it to the studio now?
Yep, we're just going to throw it over.
We're going to throw it over. You hear that? We're throwing it over to the studio. It's my pleasure and privilege, dare I say, to welcome to the air Sabrina Ellis. Let's go do it to it.
2, 3, 4. Heartache upon heartache and heartache. Wonder how much your poor body can take. The fortune cookies say you'd always be a cowboy. No need to compete. Don't keep score. You can never be beat. More than anything, don't let them see you break. What you lack in body, you make up in soul. Running scared like an animal in lipstick and furs. You will never be hers. Erin Chavez. Lipstick and furs. Heartache upon heartache and makeup. Pack it up, turn it around every time you break up. Angry 'cause you're scared. You start another story. So baby, keep your head up, keep your heart, keep the faith. You're ruthless as hell. More than anything, you must believe in yourself. Well, we're still waiting to get lucky, but you and me, well, we were never lonely. What you lack in body, you make up in soul. Running scared like an animal in lipstick and furs. Lipstick and lipstick and furs. Lipstick and furs. Lipstick and furs. You will never be hers. Hey, besties, thanks for having us. Very happy to be here. This is the sneak peek of my solo stuff, and this is my esteemed collaborator, Aaron Chavez.
Hello.
Without whom I am playing one-handed a keyboard. Let's do height? Okay. 2, 3, 4. I saw God's first daughter, made from Adam's rib and dirt, wearing next to nothing, wearing next to nothing, nothing but my button-down shirt. I'm not superstitious, I've made wishes on your straight eyelash. I'm not superstitious, I've made wishes on the tremble of your thigh, on the curve of your ass. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not superstitious. Supplicating to your name, supplicating to your name. I believe in concrete things, like the tattoo on your wrist, like the diamond in your ear, like the terror when we kiss. I believe in concrete things, like the static in the sheets, like the feline in your eye, like the terror when we I'm not superstitious, I've made wishes on your straight eyelash. I'm not superstitious, I've made wishes on the tremble of your thigh, on the curve of your ass. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not superstitious. Supplicating to your name, supplicating to your name. I believe in concrete things, like the tattoo on your wrist, like the diamond in your ear, like the terror when we kiss. I believe in concrete things, like the static in the sheets, like the feline in your eye, like the terror when we Anybody know what that's like? All right. The next song will be of the first singles that I released, and it's called Evil Side. And I
actually the first single I released, I actually recorded around this time last year with Laura Jane Grace in St. Louis. So thank you, Laura Jane, for helping me out with this. And thank you, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you so much. We have one more for you tonight. I'm going to check my tuning. And I would like to thank my friend Aaron Chavez for being here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Sweet. I have a feeling that Aaron thinks we're going to have just a really fun time in LA this week.
I sure do.
So that's kind of a lot. A fun time? Okay. Let's try. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Talk too much and too loud. When I get you alone, I cannot make a sound. Twitch like an ugly bird, frightened in your hand, reacting to your every word. Silk, I'm your human scarf drape, choking precious and too rare for my dirty hands to hold. Blood, my wounds are an excuse just to talk to you, just to talk to you. Rush, the dam's about to break, planning my escape through the ivy needle in my hand. So long since I felt anything, I can't feel anything. Wrap me up in silk and feed me like a king, like a king. God, it's been so long, God, it's been so long since I've had anything, I can't feel anything. Wrap me in your arms, give me what I need, feed me like a king, divine your best. Thank you.
How's everybody doing? That was amazing. Oh my goodness. Sabrina Ellis. Just breathtaking. They are so good. So great. Not even good. Great. Masterful. I loved it. And those are all songs. We'll talk to Sabrina in a few moments. We'll catch up and figure out what's up. And then we'll take calls from you and we'll talk about the holidays. We really haven't talked about the holidays with anybody. So call 201-989-0012 and get ready for that if you want to be a part of that. That'll be the rest of the show, but we'll talk to Sabrina and Aaron for a few minutes and then take calls and then we'll say goodbye. Sometimes the shows go fast. So, no calls right now. 201-989-0012. No calls. This is like I guess people don't want to be on hold no more. I don't blame you if you don't want to be on hold. But now as you call back, now you'll get through. You call back. Something I wanted to mention to everybody. Yeah, I wanted to tell you all one more time. You can come in. Come on in. You can come. Just want to tell everybody that, again, you go to the Patreon, patreon.com/thebestshow. Welcome. How about that? You can do that seat because there's a microphone on it. Really? Oh. Well, this is news to me. Everybody's like Grand Central Station in here, right? Right, Brett? New York. Remember Grand Central Station? Remember? Yeah. Welcome to the best show. How are you, Sabrina Ellis?
How am I, Sabrina Ellis? Well, I guess the way that had happened was that
Wes. Is that the mic Sabrina should use? Yeah. Okay.
Sabrina.
There we go.
Sabrina.
So we have our friend
Sabrina.
Sabrina is here. Yeah. Sabrina Ellis. Now,
Mm.
people might know you from A Giant Dog, one of my all-time favorite bands.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, thank
you. Is that news?
No, I mean, I appreciate you sharing A Giant Dog, but it turns out that, some of the West Coast folk, they had thought A Giant Dog was a joke setup more so than a band name.
Okay.
Like another squirrel character. You need me to hula a bit?
There we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, they were thinking maybe, this would be like a Gary the Squirrel.
No, it's not a comedy routine. It's one of the best bands going. Sweet Spirit, another one of my favorite bands. I'm sure people are like, I like A Giant Dog more than Sweet Spirit. I like Sweet Spirit more than
And I'm
Giant
sure
Dog.
I go up to people with children and I'm like, I like your son better.
Okay.
Your son Cody better than your son Hunter, the squirrel.
Those are some good present day kid names too. Cody, Hunter,
Colby,
Colby,
Skylar,
Tyler, Skylar, Jared. There's a lot of Jareds. Not a lot of Herbie. Herbie is one you don't hear a whole lot. You don't hear a lot of Rosemary, Herbie, Rice Blanche,
Tartuffe, the Wonder Dog.
You don't hear a lot of Tartuffe, the Wonder Dogs anymore. And we're not alone. We are joined by
Aaron Chavez.
Hello.
How are you? Thank you for coming. And you were fantastic. You were both fantastic. What an amazing set of songs from the both of you.
You dug that?
Oh my God, that was fantastic.
It's like a little squirrel, digging.
Just like a squirrel. You're really pushing that squirrel angle.
I'm just sticking to what I know.
Okay. No, it was truly amazing, and it's so nice to see you trying on a different something on a different size.
It's nice to see me try so
No,
hard.
Stop. You know you try.
I
Nobody
know.
works harder than you.
I mean,
See the shows you're after a giant dog show, you've got the oxygen mask on like it's blue velvet because you gave it all on the stage. You got nothing left.
it's my supervillain origin story.
So you, Sabrina, 2 bands, a giant dog,
hmm
Sweet Spirit. They both have different feels. They share members.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing a Brady Bunch sort of thing and just
Okay.
like having like,
A giant spirit.
yeah, a big sweet dog.
Sure, that'd be amazing. But it's not necessary today to even think about any of that nonsense.
Yeah, we're
This
getting
is-
people all excited. They're like, oh, I'll only have to pay $15 to see both. That'll be great.
You can combine all 3. Sabrina, the big sweet dog.
Sabrina.
I want that on
Bigs.
my gravestone.
Yeah.
Since you will outlive me. I'm calling your mother. I'm putting Rosanna in charge of this.
So how did all of this come about? Because you're so prolific. You're in 2 bands that are very prolific, but now you're doing something, a solo thing that has a different feel to it than the other 2 bands. How did we get here?
I guess the long answer would be resentment like a hangnail.
Okay.
Always festering.
Okay.
Producing and then the better answer would be I finally I think dealt with all the like rules and resentments that were making me scared to produce this out and to hear it back and to release it. And I realized that I was just kind of punishing myself and that I really wanted to be sharing these songs that they're just more hard on my sleeve. I mean, I mean every word that is said in all the Giant Dog songs, maybe not all the Sweet Spirit stuff.
Okay.
But in the Sabrina stuff, I mean, that was stuff I lived alone without my more confident counterparts.
Okay. So you kind of stripping it down.
Mm.
It's more, you described it as more singer-songwritery to me when you were telling me this is what your new endeavor was.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very it's huge in its own way. These are magnificent songs with scope and range.
Thank you, Tom. I
They're
appreciate
amazing.
that.
And is this how did you and Aaron find each other?
Well,
We met on that recording project, right?
we were on a recording project, codename Fleetwood McVampire, okay?
Okay.
We can't speak about it,
Sure.
but we were on working
just
title
did, though.
Fleetwood McVampire.
Okay. So Fleetwood McVampire.
Yeah. We have a really brilliant friend in common named Connor, and he fronts a band called TC Superstar, which is probably my favorite peer band. My favorite band from Austin. They put on consistently amazing performances, and they really just have this big fan feel where everybody's really excited and
Okay.
singing along.
So you were starting to figure something out with Connor.
Well, Connor wanted to support me a bit, and we had never worked together, so I brought this working title codename Fleetwood McVampire to Connor.
Okay.
Because I thought, okay, we can just kind of demo some stuff.
Sure.
And then
And did you have the itch to do something more I guess more singer-songwriters, more theatrical?
both, yeah, both. That's interesting because I think for me, when I feel singer-songwritery, I think like I'm scaling back the theatrics, but I do want something more theatrical. And Fleetwood McVampire, codename working title, was kind of the intersection of that.
Okay.
And I showed up, and Connor had assembled a talented crew.
Okay.
And Aaron was part of this crew, and that was our first time meeting.
Yeah, that was the first time that I remember like working with you.
And by the end of the day, 7 hours later, I remember that we were on opposite sides of your keyboard, staring into each other's eyes, and writing something.
Yeah, we made something new
as we went along. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you were both, hey, who are you? Oh, I see what you're doing.
I'd always looked up to Sabrina since I'd been a musician in Austin. So I thought it was really cool that you started coming to TC Superstar shows because I'm in TC as well.
Okay.
So I remember you becoming friends with Connor. And like, wow, that's really cool. Like Sabrina likes our stuff. So when we started working together, like I definitely knew who Sabrina was. And
so you're fully up to speed, and now you're like, ooh, here comes Sabrina.
Yeah.
And now you start playing. And who are the influences for this that you both would kind
we'd have in common?
That you would think about, like, hey, what if we were to do a thing? And not that you're doing a thing that spot the influence, because that's definitely not what you're doing. This is all you, and this is all you joined together. It's your own thing. It's not like you're not this is not a tribute band, but you would maybe invoke different.
I think my biggest influences for the songwriting aspect of this have been like Annie Lennox solo, Enya, Laurie Anderson.
Sure.
And then I think where we kind of intersect is like you have kind of this Elton John instinct about you.
I remember you said that the first time that we worked together.
Yeah, I said, you're my little Latino Elton Juan.
Get up on that mic, Sabrina.
Get up on that mic.
It's funny that somebody who sings into a microphone
is so afraid.
Is afraid to talk into a
This microphone looks so different than a stage microphone.
Just imagine. There you go. Now you're up on. So those are some of the things that you were both. Are those both? What about you, Aaron? What are some of the things that you were thinking for this?
For this, so this arrangement, even of Sabrina's music, is kind of more stripped down than there's a full band version of this stuff as well. So there's already kind of a reinterpreting of these songs that Sabrina's written intended for full band.
Okay.
Where we're doing this duo kind of setup. And piano is my first instrument, an instrument that I love playing. So I really wanted to, and Sabrina, talked about like, I'm your little Elton John.
I don't know. He might not be that big. I don't know. My young Elton John.
Yeah. So I just wanted to like lean into.
It sounds so creepy. Okay. And that's what this record's about: is the license to sound creepy.
Yes, that's the priority for sure.
But what? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Just for like this scaled down version of your songs. I like leaning into the songwriter aspect of that, singer-songwriter aspect, and keep the keys minimum with some like subtle pads going on, but really to just highlight what Sabrina is doing and complement the ways in which like your music is emotional.
I appreciate that. I also appreciate the backing vocals that you're doing. I feel very supported when I play with you, and also just in our rehearsal process and stuff, sometimes I get real like imposter syndrome, and sometimes you just outright, like I said that these are hard on my sleeve songs, and you'll sometimes just wear your heart on your sleeve and encourage me in ways that I really appreciate. And
isn't it nice when you can be vulnerable with somebody?
It's scary though.
But it's scary. But isn't it? How is it for you to not have because there are lyrics that you have that are wildly vulnerable, but you have the volume to protect you a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I have the volume and we're talking about a giant dog, the big drums and bass and a bunch of sweaty people on stage.
But this is up front now. You're talking about those words. People are hearing the words on the first listen.
Yeah.
Now
this is harder because because that's what I got used to. I don't know if this is harder in general for people, but for me, this is way harder because I got so used to the punk rock ethos and the, like, if you like look at me like I'm a car wreck, and if you can't stand to look at it, then get out, you know? And now I'm like, actually, I'm really sweet and kind. I have this heart and I've been hurt. Like,
Did people think you weren't? People thought you weren't a nice person? I thought, look, Giant Dog, I'm not going to get any argument with me. This is best bands going right now. So you, though, what is this France business you were alluding to?
Okay, so that's a Giant Dog, and as much as I'm excited about...
Oh, well, let's talk. When is this? This is the sneak peek
of Sabrina, and as much as I'm excited about Sabrina finally doing Sabrina, a Giant Dog, our timeline has gotten really exciting too at the same time.
But when will we get
Sabrina?
The Sabrina.
Okay. The first singles should be out in early 2023 with Get Better Records.
Okay. Get Better
so
Records.
January or February. And those singles were produced with Laura Jane Grace, and who is meticulous and detailed and very inspiring, as in taught me how to play my guitar better. And then the full album, I can't say when that will come out because we have a Giant Dogs album cycle to look at as well.
Okay.
A Giant Dogs album is on Merge's roster for August.
Okay.
2023. So
okay.
My album is finished, but I want to make sure that I give both bands a lot of time and girth to travel and you know, to get like vulnerable and then sweaty, then vulnerable, then sweaty again.
Sure. Maybe just Vulnerable and Sweaty is a great title for something.
Okay, maybe that's
the album title.
I mean,
that should be.
Yeah.
That should be.
I
your,
haven't
your
come up
book
with an
should
album
be called
title.
Vulnerable and Sweaty. When you finally write a book, Sabrina Ellis, Vulnerable and Sweaty.
I mean,
my life.
I'm probably turning red because this is so true. This is truer than therapy, y'all.
So we'll get a couple singles earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Then a Giant Dog that ramps up, and that's the fifth album.
It's our fifth album, original studio album.
Okay.
If we're not counting the Neon Bible cover album.
Okay.
Which we're not.
We're not. We're counting
it,
proper, original studio.
A Giant Dog. This is our fifth, and it's gonna be the first time we've done a conceptual album.
Ooh. Well, this sounds like a scoop, and that means we have to say, where's the scoop thing here?
And that's the end of the
No, that's not it. Well, this is me saying, this is what I usually do when there's a guest in studio. I usually say,
Come on, give us a scoop.
And then if you're a little reticent to give us
Please give us a scoop.
And then
what do we got here? Oh, come on. You know you want to give us a scoop.
So, but you gave the scoops without me even browbeating you into it.
I mean, I came here with scoops.
Yes. It's like Baskin Robbins doesn't have as many scoops as I just got. Yes.
I promised you froyo if you did this.
Yeah, that's why that's part of my writer.
That was one of the most authentic real life things I've ever heard. I promised you froyo if you did this.
I mean, they did.
That's
The
fair.
album's called I Promised You Froyo.
Yeah, I promise. So the Giant Dog album, number 5, you recorded this.
We recorded this in France.
In France. And what led to that?
Okay. I'll try to make this an elevator summary. When we wrote this conceptual album, we got these real stars in our eyes about super producers.
Okay.
And we were rejected by the best living producers of our time. We were rejected by
Who are we thinking?
David Friedman.
Okay,
who,
sure.
By the way, when I say rejected, this was a very kind rejection. Like, hey, simply don't have the time due to,
Prior
so and so and so and so. Yeah. And great rapport and very supportive people. But David Friedman was the apple of our eye.
Okay.
And then, we had also been courting John Congleton.
Sure.
And then we had this crazy wild hair to send it to Todd Rundgren, who was very kind to listen
Sure.
to
Okay.
the demos. And
TR1,
yeah.
as he refers to himself.
Okay,
now.
so yeah, TR1.
Yes.
TR was too busy.
Okay.
And but I burnt candles for you, TR1. There were like pig's hooves involved.
That would
for
be
you,
amazing
TR1.
if at some point you got to work with Todd
I dressed up as you.
Rundgren. Do you have a
alone
favorite
from
Todd
myself.
Rundgren album, Sabrina?
Yeah, Bad Out of Hell.
Bad Out of Hell. That's so.
The first.
Sure. So those people were unable to produce
None of
the
these
album.
people could produce, and
So what led you to France then?
well, so then A Giant Dog went on tour in August, just a little national loop, to just make ourselves feel vital again, and I guess Andrew and I would heavily discuss the problem of our album that we'd been sitting on. We would discuss it like with furrowed brow in the van, like every day. And we had this tour manager, and our tour manager, Sean Dickerson, had spent a lot of time working in this one little small town in France. And by a lot of time, I mean 6 years coming and going.
Okay.
And apparently it had been a sister city of Austin. Anyway, this guy mentions, oh, hey, you should record in France with my friends. And Andrew and I completely ignored that advice. And we just kept like arguing about
Why
or
won't
discussing.
Todd Rundgren answer our emails?
Maybe we should send him a T-shirt.
Yes. So you and Andrew from A Giant
Let's send
Dog.
him some cigars.
Yeah.
Like,
You're both, and somebody's, and that's like, you should go to France.
yeah, and
My
then
friend is in France.
yeah, and we just continued, and then I guess at some point I feel like, yeah, Sean was like, well, Andrew seemed really excited about France, and I was like, no, that isn't so.
Okay.
That didn't happen. So I asked Andrew, I was like, hey, were you excited about recording in France? And sorry, French engineers, if you're hearing this. Andrew was like, I don't think I reacted, but if we can afford to, that would be rad. And then it turned out that we could afford to. And by that, I mean, the travel cost is big, but the arts are more subsidized over there. And so the studio cost wasn't as great as, if we had gone to Hawaii to record with Rundgren,
Sure. Yeah.
which I was willing to do.
Yeah.
I would have sold my sword.
It's not over yet.
Yeah, no. And so, yeah, we ended up going to France really, really last minute. Like one bandmate is expecting a child.
Okay.
Another had moved away to a different city, and it was just like, go team, we got to go to France. And we show up, and we're in the French countryside, and we're recording in what used to be a shit silo.
Okay.
And
It's another great album title.
Yeah.
So, what is this concept of this concept album?
So now the concept, I do feel like I need Andrew here to talk about that.
Then you can tease.
I'll just tease it. Let me just say it is Andrew's concept initially.
Okay.
And then we worked for about a year during the pandemic to develop the characters, and we're 2 seasons in development of this series that we had high hopes of putting out this series with the album, but sometimes you just got to stick to what you know and bite the bullet and make the album. But if anybody wants to make a series right quick, we've got 2 seasons, and wow, the twists and turns. But just so you know, it's about virtual reality, addiction, and gender identity.
Okay. That sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
And maybe you had the next door neighbor could be Todd Rundgren. Be like, hey, can I borrow some sugar? Todd Rundgren, what are you doing here?
We'd love to work with you, Rundgren, in any capacity.
And all 5 of you say the lines at the same time. Todd Rundgren, what are you doing here? It's always the best acting in all the band. And everybody gets lines in something. Like Mudhoney when they were in the movie Black Sheep, and then they cut to Dan Peters and he goes, like everybody had to say something.
That was classic.
Yeah. So, how about this?
How about it?
A giant dog, you come back when you're ready. We'll get Andrew. He can tell us all about everything. Andrew can talk us through it all.
Mm-hmm.
You see the setup we got in here.
It's beautiful.
We're both up there playing. We've had Mike Watt here. We've had Daniel Romano's outfit played here. We've had Mike Kroll played here. A full band. You get
Hell
the
yeah.
full band in there. And then we hear all about the concept. But today, what matters to me, Sabrina Ellis. 2 singles.
2 singles coming up.
That's what everybody have to look forward to for 2023.
I mean,
you got to stay alive, everybody.
Oof, me included. And I appreciate that. I mean, I'm excited about the singles. I also am excited about the Giant Dog album. I just didn't want to go off on it without crediting how much it was mine and Andrew's and the whole band's. And not only that, but we did end up getting Congleton to mix it in the end.
See?
And not only that, but if my Sabrina Ellis stuff is the vulnerable, like hard on the sleeve singer-songwriter-y thing, then this A Giant Dog album is way into another direction that I've always wanted to go, and it's the closest thing to a metal album that I've ever been involved in. So
amazing. Who are your metal heroes?
Dio.
Did you see the Dio documentary yet?
No.
It's really good. It just came out. We had the directors checked in a couple weeks ago. Do you like Dio?
I do like Dio.
Yeah. It's very it's an interesting documentary. He started recording in the late 50s. In the 50s.
Really?
Yeah. It's crazy. He was like a trumpet player, and he was like in a doo-wop band. He was playing trumpet on a thing. And next thing you hear these things, he's like, oh, I'm in love with you, baby. I want to get to know you, baby. Or whatever song. He's like, it's just the straightest, like, pre-Beatles rock and roll. And then he was in a band called, he was like, oh, the music's getting heavier. And then he had a band called Electric Elf, which was like a very 60s band. And then they shed the electric part and they just became Elf. Because it was a band and I guess they were all kind of small dudes in the band. So they called themselves Elf.
Beautiful.
Yeah. But he started in the 50s. You watch this documentary, your head's going to explode. It will. And then by the time he becomes Dio, he's like in his 40s.
That's inspiring.
It's completely, absolutely.
That is inspiring.
I will come upon my 40s. Shall I live another 4 years? Which I'm trying to.
You shall. Because I'll say this, Sabrina and Aaron. people start off, they say, "Oh, Orson Welles is my hero. He was
Keep bringing up
25.
Orson Welles.
He was 25 when he did Citizen Kane or whatever it was."
Yeah.
You watch that go past, and suddenly you're like, "Well, I guess I didn't do my Citizen Kane yet, and I'm got a 3 hanging on my edge." And then suddenly you go, Phil Hartman joined the cast of Saturday Night Live when he was 37. Oh, that sound, I'll watch that sail past me. I'm at the point now where I'm just like, wait, when did Colonel Sanders finally hit it? That's the only one I got left. Some old man finally hit the jackpot. I'm still fighting though. I'm still fighting. Remember, I'm still fighting. I'm fighting for you.
Oh, goodness. They're watching us.
That's right. They are watching us.
We're fighting for you.
Yes. But you...
Mostly Tom is doing the fight.
You both are amazing. You both did this amazing set. I cannot wait for the album and for the singles. It's so exciting to see you show your full range because you are, without a doubt, one of the most talented people I've ever met. You're a force of nature, and it's exciting to see you show different shades of that.
Thank you,
I mean
Tom.
that from the bottom of my heart. And Aaron, it is so exciting to meet you, and I'm glad the two of you are working together. This is truly thrilling.
Yeah, I'm thrilled too.
So we're all on the ride together.
Oof.
And now let's play some music. And I want to thank you both for coming in. Sabrina Ellis. And where can people check this stuff out? Just tell people where to.
Oh, it's not available yet.
When they're getting ready.
When you're getting ready, just watch out for Get Better Records. That's the record label that is supporting the release of my singles. They're a really great queer and trans run record label that definitely has some amazing bands that I've been following for a while. And I'm just so excited to get my music in front of people that will see themselves in it. And then the Giant Dog album will be out on Merge Records in August. And I'm also equally excited about that. It oscillates.
It's going to be a big year. Well, thank you both for coming in. And we're going to play one more song in honor of the late, great Hamish Kilgauer. Here's another song by The Clean. Anything Can Happen. And we'll be back and take some calls, and we'll wrap it up. Here are The Clean. Yeah, another one from The Clean. Anything Can Happen. Rest in peace. Hamish Kilgauer. No calls. Unbelievable. 201-989-0012. Well, I guess the people have spoken, and they don't want to speak to me. They literally have spoken. And their silence speaks volumes. Thank you to Sabrina Ellis coming in and being a part of the show and debuting some new stuff that we will hear in 2023. What do I want to talk about? Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. Everybody knows how much I love the show Chrisley. Was it Chrisley Knows Best? I'm such a huge fan of Chrisley Knows Best. Todd Chrisley. Now, my friends, I have some bad news. So for people who don't know, Chrisley Knows Best is a reality show that shows the life of the Chrisley family. Todd Chrisley, Julie Chrisley, the rumors are true. Well, bad news, Chrisley Maniacs. Well, what do we call ourselves? Chris Heads? Bad news, Chris Heads. Because Todd Chrisley was found guilty, and I think he's going to the old slammer. Let me find the news here. Where is it? Let's find this Todd Chrisley. I had a whole thing here for Todd Chrisley. Let's see. Here we go. Chrisley Knows Best. Todd and Julie Chrisley, stars of USA Network, home of Monk, which, and and Burn Notice and Scrubs, not Scrubs, Suits, and Psych have been sentenced. The stars of Chrisley Knows Best have been sentenced to a combined total of 19 years in prison. Todd Chrisley was sentenced to 12 years plus 6 months probation, and Julie was sentenced to 7 years plus 16 months probation. And they were found guilty of filing 2 false corporate tax returns on behalf of the Chrisley's company. Todd's recovering from hip surgery and will start his sentence next May. They were found guilty in June of conspiring to defraud community banks out of more than $30 million of fraudulent loans. Yeeks. As well as a number of tax crimes, including conspiring to defraud the IRS, tax evasion. Julie was found guilty of wire fraud and obstruction of justice. Well, here's what we're going to do. Todd, go to jail. You go to jail. First of all, this is what you do. You go to jail. You punch the biggest guy in that jail right in the nose. You bop him in the nose, the way Gary the Squirrel would say it. You bop him right in the nose. You let everybody know Todd Chrisley means business. That's neither here nor there. That's just a little prison advice from somebody who knows how these things work. Then, sit tight, baby. You make sure you do your visits. When somebody says, hey, I'd like to visit, and you get to the glass and you're in the orange jumpsuit, and me or one of the Best Show crew will show up, not with a cake with a file in it. We're not doing that. Somebody's going to show up, and we're going to give you a book. It's a copy of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We're going to say, this is for you. You check page 89. Page 89. There's going to be a date written on it. We're busting you out of jail. Me and the Best Show crew are going to bust you out of the clink. So I would like to ask the listeners, if anybody has access to a helicopter and a bulldozer. Those are the 2 things we're going to need. And some prison uniforms, or some prison guard uniforms. Maybe we'll do a breakout like that showed Prison Break. So one of the Best Show staff, not me, because I got to be out here planning the stuff, needs to get convicted and sent to the same prison that Todd Chrisley is going to be in. What do you think, Dudio? Any ideas who on the team should go to jail to help facilitate this breakout?
Well, I mean, right off the top here, I'm just going to put in a vote for Mike.
For Mike, okay. You say Mike. Mike?
Because I think I'm only saying that. I'm not saying that as an insult or anything. I think Mike could easily, he'd be the guy in the jail that everybody gets along with.
That is true. Mike would get along with everybody in the jail.
What state is he housed in?
We're not sure yet. He has not been sent yet.
What does that matter?
Well,
there's travel considerations.
There's travel considerations, Jason.
Okay.
Mike, who do you think of the crew should go? Who do you think would be a good?
Clearly, Pat should go.
Oh, Pat. Okay.
Pat has a history of bamboozling people left and right.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
I mean, he's our guy.
Because we do need an inside man for this.
But he would be the inside man. He just puts on any kind of uniform and slips in.
I think, Mike, I'm so sorry. Jason, I'm so sorry. Your dream of Mike going to jail, I'm taking that off the table. Pat.
Not a treat.
Mike, I know you were looking forward to going to prison and being the inside man on this job. You're going to have to learn how to pilot a helicopter, though.
Yeah, okay.
That is the one thing I'm going to need. If you can pilot a helicopter, that would help us out a whole lot. Or drive a bulldozer. Are you a licensed bulldozer driver? If you could get your license in the meantime. One of you is going to have to pilot the helicopter. One's going to have to drive the bulldozer.
I mean, that's very ambitious. I would say, though, Pat could probably slip into the laundry.
Yeah.
You know, the laundry's always got to be picked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could drive a laundry truck.
Okay. Well, that's good to
Yeah.
know. You drive a
I think
laundry.
I could handle the chopper.
Okay. So, Dudio, you handle the chopper.
I think I could
Mike's
do
going to
that.
have a laundry truck. Andrew, I guess Andrew can do the bulldozer. I'm assuming we could figure that out. We could sort that out. Pat, are you there?
Yes.
You're going to need to get convicted of a crime.
You know what I'm doing literally while I'm on the call with you guys?
What's that?
Tax evasion.
I'm paying a parking ticket.
Crumple it up right now. We're going to have to. We're going to have to.
It's literally, Tom, I'm not joking. It's if I don't pay it in 2 days, there might be a warrant for my arrest.
Well, this is
I'm
the
not
best
even
news
kidding.
I've Pat.
Yeah,
this is the
good.
best news I've
I'm
ever heard in my life.
I'm literally paying a parking ticket.
Well, literally, I need you to stop right now. And I'm going to need you to, this is what I'm going to need you to do. Take that parking ticket, write on it, come and get me. With a Post-it, just because you don't want them, if you write come and get me over the info, they might not be able to see who sent the ticket in. Get a Post-it note, write come and get me. I dare you.
Put your address on the Post-it as well.
Your address needs to be on the Post-it and your cell phone number. Say, come and get me. And say, Mr. Police Officer, I gave you all the clues. Write that on there also.
Now, I would make a reference to that movie, but I already drew a picture of Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh,
above.
that works just
That's
as well.
best.
That works just as well. Say, why so serious? I
wrote cereal just to give it my own flavor.
I wonder if why so serious is related to Yahoo Serious. It's like it's so close. Yahoo Serious. Why so serious? It's very interesting. These are the things I think about. I can't stop thinking of these weird thoughts, guys. Guys, this is the stuff I think. Guys, I think the things you think, but I got the courage to say it. So, all right. So this is the way it works. Pat, you go to jail. You're in the same prison as Todd Chrisley. You go up to him. You say, page 89, huh? Because that's the rich dad, poor dad is going to have the thing to say, go meet Pat. He's in the same jail that you are. You got to get in good with the laundry. Get in good with say, we'll do laundry. We'll do laundry. The two of you and Todd Chrisley start doing the laundry. Then the laundry truck. The laundry truck's pulling up every day. You look, who's behind the wheel? It's AP Mike. Bleeping AP Mike. Laundry pickup. Laundry pickup. Mike, you got to pretend you don't know Pat. You never saw this guy in your life.
No.
Even put him down. I'll go, hey, you dirty prisoner. Right?
Dirty prison.
You dirty prisoner. Okay. I'm free and you're in jail. Just
Get
like
in
that
the
way.
truck, dirty prisoner.
That way nobody thinks, oh, maybe these guys know each other. It's like, no, that laundry truck driver was really insulting that prisoner.
Yeah, he
Can I
keeps
call him
saying
a
dirty
jailbird?
prisoner over.
He's jailbird.
Hey,
You call him-
jailbird.
Yeah. Hey, jailbird, load that laundry now.
Think I got all day?
Yeah, I think I got all. This is great. Think I got all day? Load the laundry truck. But this is what you and Pat, and you're breaking out on this too. Don't think we're leaving you behind. You're getting out too. The two of you climb into a laundry bag. You and Todd Chrisley. You climb into a laundry bag. You get put through the washer, through the dryer. And then you need to sit very still and act like you're folded clothes. Then you'll get put in the laundry bag. Mike picks it up, puts it in a thing. Helicopter flies over as a distraction. Flies over. The guards shoot the helicopter out of the sky. It crashes, blows up.
That's why I didn't want that job.
Yeah, helicopter blows up. No survivors. Now, the bulldozer in the meantime.
No. Let's go back. Go back one.
The bulldozer in the meantime crashes through the wall.
No. Let's
the
step
truck
back, Tom,
escapes.
please.
What's that?
No, sir. It's the no survivors part that I'm a little hung up on.
Oh, what?
I was in the. Can I at least like come out
It's
of the
a mist,
fire
it's
like
a
holding
class-
a big gun?
If you survive it, sure.
Okay.
But these guys are shooting bazookas at you, and odds are that thing's blowing up in the sky. I don't know how you're going to survive.
No. I think I could.
Okay, well, look, if you survive it, you have every right to crawl out of the wreckage.
Yeah.
Andrew drives the bulldozer, crashes through the wall, laundry truck breaks through. Everybody's out. They're too consumed with the flaming disaster of this helicopter that crashed and is just explodes
Yeah,
also.
Pretty sure there's a big guy smoldering in that.
It also
Take a close look.
explodes because of the gas. I'm gonna need you also, Jason, to load that thing with gas cans.
I'm gonna put extra gas in it because you never know. We may have to fly a long way.
I need you to have 6 full gas cans.
Okay.
And to maybe soak yourself in gasoline also.
Yeah. Because I could squeeze some out if we need it at the last minute.
Yeah, no, that's good. And because, look, it's a misdirect.
Oh yeah.
You ever see Now You See Me, Now You Don't, or whatever that movie was called? That's all they're doing is misdirects. This is a misdirect. Everybody thinks, oh, this helicopter is going to break Chrisley out. Guards shoot that thing out of the air. And look, I promise you this, Jason. And this is from the bottom of my heart, Jason.
Okay.
I will do an 8-minute tribute to the Hawk.
Oh, good.
With Todd Chrisley in studio.
He's like, what is this?
Oh, he loves the Hawk.
Oh, good. Then,
Todd Chrisley loves it.
Well, then that's worth it.
It is worth it. We'll get him in studio. He'll be like, he'll just say like, man, that Jason was a good guy. And that'll be, so you'll live on. You'll live on. The Hawk will live on.
In that 3-second sentence that Todd gives me, like, oh, what a great guy.
Yeah, the Hawk's going to live on. 108.9 The Hawk, your podcast.
Good.
Your podcast, The Hawk.
Yeah. It'll be Todd and Jeff doing it.
It'll live on. Well,
on.
Todd will take your place on The Hawk.
Yeah.
He has some character ideas. He's going to start he wants to be the keyboardist from Night Ranger on the show.
Oh, good.
So that'll be fun.
Honestly, that tracks.
Fitz.
That would work.
He's going to be Fitz, the Night Ranger keyboardist. So look forward to that.
Okay.
So that's the plan. We're going to break. Todd Chrisley, hang tight, buddy. Best show's coming for you. We're going to get you out. All right, let me take these calls and we'll wrap it up. Best show, hello.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to the Best Show. To whom am I speaking?
This is Casey from Washington Township, New Jersey.
Casey from Washington Township in New Jersey. Now, Washington Township is where?
It is in Gloucester County.
Way down there, huh?
South of Camden.
That's some that's some exit 2 business. That's exit 2 on the turnpike.
We kind of don't have an exit. Yeah.
You don't?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's too far away.
What do you got for me, buddy?
How do I get through the holidays?
All right, let's figure this
you
out.
touched on it already, kind of like music, like harvest, harvest time.
Mm-hmm.
Just like putting playlists together,
mm-hmm.
and that kind of thing.
So you want to put a playlist together to unite the family? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like who's going to hear the music?
My kind of music.
Who gets together in the holidays in your life?
In my life, it's my family, my parents,
okay,
and aunt and uncles usually.
Okay,
one or two aunts or uncles. Yeah.
And is it a contentious arrangement? People arguing?
No. Nah.
So you're not. So what's the hard part about getting through the holidays for you? What's the challenge for you?
Actually, well, back in the day, it used to just be kind of in recovery. So
you're
it's just a hard time for that.
Sure, you're in recovery. It's a hard time to just kind of deal with the pressure of the holidays, and is that a part of it?
Yep.
Well, I mean, look, all on a serious note. I mean, I hope you can get. Do you go to meetings and things like that?
Yes, I do.
Well, that's good. Well, hopefully that can be kind of a foundation to help you get through things and give you some support. And it's tricky business. I'm not going to minimize or anything. It's an admirable thing. I'm glad you're taking care of your business, and just lean on the people around you who get where you're coming from. And don't be afraid to tell people if you're having a hard time.
Indeed.
Okay?
Got to pick up the phone.
Pick up that phone, buddy. And did you see Harvest Time? Did you see it?
I did. Got to go with my dad.
Yeah.
Got to go with my dad.
What was your favorite part of it?
My favorite part? Well, you already said Alabama. Watching Jack Nietzsche pound on those keys.
That could be your favorite part, too. We don't all have to have exclusive favorite parts.
No, yeah. I just...
Did you see it in the theater?
Kenny Buttrey.
Did you? Kenny Buttrey, yes.
Yeah.
Watching Kenny Buttrey drum, I've heard from multiple people, the thrill of seeing Kenny Buttrey drum was very meaningful to a lot of people. So, yeah, that was a thrill. When you saw it in the theater, when it started, were you surprised by how great that footage was? I couldn't believe it. I was.
Yeah, I mean, I was prepared a little bit because of the little teaser, that we saw. But it was kind of like I felt like you touched on it earlier with Let It Be.
Yeah.
It was that kind of thing. I was like, wow, just blown away. Yeah. Couldn't believe it.
Casey?
Still in all.
Thank you, buddy. You have a great holiday. And give me a call. Give me a call in the new year.
Will do. Take care.
You take care. Bye. Good guy. Let's see what's going on. One more call here. Best show. Hello. Final call. Hello,
hey,
Beth.
Tom.
Hey, welcome to the Best Show. To whom am I speaking?
This is Taylor from Exeter, California.
Taylor from Exeter, California. Where is Exeter in California?
Exeter is a small little touristy town right before you get into the Sequoia National Park in Central California.
Okay, so how far away are you from me? I'm out here in Lipstick City. Where are you at? Or like how far?
Well, I grew up not far. I grew up not far from there. I grew up in Claremont, California. So I'm about like 3.5 hours, 4 hours away.
Okay. And what can I do for you tonight, my friend?
Oh, well, first of all, I just want to say Sabrina Ellis was amazing. She was incredible.
So great. They were amazing. I was blown away by there's so much just straight up talent. Sabrina is just a force of nature, and I mean that. And I'm just thrilled to hear them do this new thing. It's the same thing, but it's completely different. That's what the greats do.
Absolutely, and just watching her like jam on the guitar and just we got a different side of her, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. So what else is going on?
Well, I was calling in for the topic real quick.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get through the holidays? So growing up in the LA area and then still, living out here, I listen to a lot of sports talk radio in the LA area because I work an office job.
Okay.
And so I pick up on like sports facts that I know my like family members and my like family in-laws like that they like, the sports teams that they like, and I just bring up certain little things that I pick up throughout the year listening to sports talk.
And that gets you through, that like replicates commonality. Is that what you're saying?
It's basically being like, hey, I remember that you like this team or you like this player, and so here's this fact that I learned that you probably weren't expecting that I knew.
So that's like you're like almost like a traveling salesman or whatever, just like saying like, hey, how are your kids? And you look at like the card before you go, Billy and Julie.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because
how's
I have,
the golf game?
Like, yeah, because like my like social anxiety is like, not the greatest, and so like that's my way of like, that's my sort of like go-to, thing to be like, okay, I can get this uncle away from me if I just talk about the Vikings, or
sure,
I can get this like other. Like my mother-in-law loves like this college basketball team, and so I talk about that for a little bit.
Amazing. I get what you're doing.
My wife's gonna hate that. I just.
Well, do they listen? Do they listen to the show? Unless they're just like, yeah, we heard that Taylor likes the best show, and they're doing the same thing to you.
No, my wife. My wife listens to you, but
what if your uncle? What if your uncle? What if you go to the holiday dinner and then your uncle's just like, hey, so how's the best show doing? And then you're just like, he just did the same thing to me.
I would lose my mind.
Just mentioned the best show to me. I hope your wife hears this and coaches one of your family members to just say, hey, how are you liking the best show these days? I think that has to happen.
Oh my God.
All right.
Well,
Taylor.
now I think I'm going to be expecting it.
Yeah.
Right?
Now you're expecting it. All right, Taylor, we got to wrap up and say
and that's
goodnight.
Even worse.
Thanks for the call, buddy. All right, everybody. Thank you. Thank you to Andrew Gleason. Thank you to the best show. Jason, Pat, Mike, Brett Davis, Brett Boham, everybody. Thanks for all the greatness. Thank you to Sabrina and Aaron for coming in and playing their music. Loved it. So much fun. Again, patreon.com/thebestshow. Bonus stuff up there. New things going up. Just a new episode of So Far, which you thought was done, but isn't done. New episodes up there. foreverdog.plus. The YouTube, you go to youtube.com/bestshow4, number 4 life, and you watch the videos, and we're doing it. And this is just the beginning. So thank you, everybody. And thank you to Wes for his amazing help, and Margot. So much help to make the show happen. I appreciate all of it. We'll be back next week. Bye-bye. The Best Show is produced in partnership with the Forever Dog Podcast Network. The show is hosted by Tom Scharpling and features John Worster, Jason Gore, Pat Byrne, and Michael Lisk. The show is produced and written by Jason Gore, Pat Byrne, Michael Lisk, John Worster, and Tom Scharpling. The Best Show is executive produced by Tom Scharpling, Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. The show is engineered and mastered by Andrew Gleason, website and technical support provided by Martine Sellis, and the show is recorded at Forever Dog Studios in Los Angeles. Support The Best Show on Patreon over at patreon.com/thebestshow, and follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram over at Best Show 4 Life. That's Best Show number 4 Life. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.